For years my family laughed and said I wasn't party material, so I planned the rooftop celebration of my life without them, and watching their jealousy destroy them was the sweetest revenge. For as long as I can remember, I was the quiet one, the reserved one, the so-called boring one in the family. I preferred books over noise, long walks over loud music, and meaningful conversations over flashy show-off moments. My cousin Jasmine, 32 years old, and my sister Chloe, 27, were the exact opposite. They were loud, glittery, and obsessed with posting their lives on Instagram. At every gathering, Jasmine would make her entrance in a new designer dress, toss her hair back, pop a champagne bottle, and make sure the whole room revolved around her. Chloe would follow suit, giggling, cheering, and making sure to add in little jabs about me being too stiff or too uptight. And the joke they loved most, the line that echoed through every event, was that I just wasn't party material. It began at my 18th birthday party. I didn't want to drink, and instead of respecting that, Jasmine whispered to Chloe, and soon the entire room was snickering at the idea that I didn't know how to have fun. That whisper became a mockery at Christmas, when I left early to study for finals, and from then on, it became a family tradition to point out how I wasn't built for parties. Every barbecue, every reunion, every celebration, I was either ridiculed or flat out excluded. Last year, when Chloe got a promotion, they threw a rooftop bash with a private DJ and a cake imported from a designer bakery. The whole family was there, except me. I found out through Instagram stories. When I asked my mother why I hadn't been invited, she brushed me off with, "Honey, they knew you wouldn't enjoy it." Later, Jasmine texted me directly, writing, "Come on, you're just not party material." They didn't even bother to hide the cruelty anymore. So when this year came around and I earned a huge promotion, senior project manager, a big raise, and real recognition for my work, something shifted inside me. I shared the news in the family group chat, hoping for a spark of pride, or at least a warm word. All I got were a few thumbs-up emojis. Jasmine even sent a gif of someone falling asleep. No congratulations, no dinner, no plans. Just dismissal. And in that moment, I decided enough was enough. I booked my dream venue, a stunning Art Deco rooftop with glittering views of the skyline. I hired a live jazz trio, ordered a custom cocktail menu, and catered the evening with food from a fusion chef I'd admired for years. I carefully made a guest list that included my friends, mentors, coworkers, and a few extended cousins who had always been kind. But this time there were notable absences. No Jasmine, no Chloe, no parents, no aunts who laughed at my expense. For once, I would celebrate without them. The night of the party, the rooftop sparkled. Strings of lights cast a warm glow, the city stretched out in the distance, and music drifted through the air. My colleagues raised glasses, my manager gave me a nod of approval, and my friends cheered louder than my family ever had. For the first time, I felt what belonging really meant. When my mentor Lauren, a vice president at my company, raised her glass and told the room that I had built my career with grit, grace, and brilliance, I nearly cried. It was the first time in years someone acknowledged my hard work and truly meant it. Meanwhile, my phone was exploding with rage texts. Jasmine fumed. "Wow, excluding family? You've changed." Chloe spat. "How dare you invite outsiders but not blood?" Even my mother scolded me. "You should have told us." Your dad's disappointed, but their anger no longer held power over me. The champagne was poured, the music played, and for once, I was not left on the outside looking in. I danced, I laughed, and I celebrated with people who valued me. Photos of me beaming in a shimmering dress spread across Instagram. My friends cheered in the comments, while my family boiled with fury. But I didn't care, because that night, for the first time ever, I was the one who sparkled. The morning after the party, my notifications were flooded with congratulations from friends and colleagues, along with a new wave of angry messages from family. Chloe declared in the family chat, "You humiliated us." Everyone asked why we weren't there. Mom piled on, "You embarrassed your father. Do you realize how that makes us look?" I nearly laughed out loud. After years of them excluding me, suddenly they cared about appearances. But Jasmine took it further. She posted on Instagram, writing, "Imagine throwing a party and not having family to celebrate you. Sad when you have to buy your cheerleaders." The comments section backfired quickly. Cousins who weren't invited jumped to my defense. One even reminded Jasmine that I had helped pay her rent the previous year. Screenshots spread fast. Jasmine deleted the post, but the damage was done. People saw her true colors. Then came the phone call from my father. He spoke with an icy tone saying, "Emily, you've crossed a line. Family comes first. Whatever you think you've accomplished, it's nothing without us." I let the silence hang before asking him quietly, "Dad, when has family ever come first for me?" He had no answer. He just called me ungrateful and hung up. That would have been the end, but Jasmine wasn't finished. She tried to sabotage my career. She sent an anonymous email to HR claiming I was reckless, immature, and disrespectful to my family, trying to paint me as unfit for leadership. What she didn't realize was that her earlier Facebook rant and Instagram post already exposed her. HR forwarded the email to me immediately, and when I showed my mentor Lauren, she just shook her head and said, "If anything, this proves how resilient you are." My colleagues, instead of doubting me, rallied against Jasmine online, calling her jealous and bitter. Every move she made to tarnish me only destroyed her own reputation. Weeks later, at my company's annual networking gala, I thought the drama was behind me. But halfway through the evening, Jasmine, Chloe, and my parents stormed in uninvited. They cornered me by the champagne table, throwing accusations loud enough for executives to hear. Jasmine sneered, "Poor Emily. Pretending strangers care about her. She'll always be the boring one." And that's when something in me finally snapped. I set my glass down and spoke clearly, my voice strong enough to carry across the room. "You're right, Jasmine. I was always the boring one. Boring enough to stay in school. Boring enough to build a career. Boring enough to pay my own bills, and sometimes yours. You called me not party material while leeching off others. But here's the difference. Boring got me here. Boring got me respected. Boring got me people who actually value me." The silence that followed was deafening. Executives raised their eyebrows. Lauren smiled. My family turned red with embarrassment. Before they could recover, security escorted them out. Jasmine screamed, "This isn't over." But it was. That night, people came up to me and said, "If that's your family, no wonder you're so strong." I blocked their numbers the next morning. For the first time in my life, I chose silence. And in that silence, I realized I wasn't lacking. I wasn't not party material. I had simply been attending the wrong parties with the wrong people. My real family were the ones who raised a glass when I won. Months later, I heard Jasmine tried to throw her own rooftop bash. Half the guests didn't show, and many left early. Chloe still complained about people praising me. My parents pretended nothing happened, though the family group chat fell silent without me in it. Meanwhile, I earned another promotion, surrounded by genuine applause. And that's when it hit me. Family isn't the ones who mock you, exclude you, or try to tear you down. Family is the people who cheer for you loudly, who stand beside you, who celebrate your wins without resentment. I wasn't not party material. I just finally stopped showing up to the wrong party.